విధంగా మనము దాన్ని వినియోగిస్తే ఈ లోకంలో గాని పరలోకంలో గాని సుఖంగా ఉండగలుగుతాము అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని గురించి భాగవతంలో మనకి చెప్తారు. ఉదాహరణకి చెప్పాలి అంటే మనకి ఒక 100 రూపాయి ఇన్కమ్ ఉందనుకోండి. అందులో 5 భాగాలు చేయాలి. ఒక భాగం మన ప్రస్తుత జీవితం కొరకు పెట్టాలి. ఇంకొక భాగము భోగము కొరకు పెట్టాలి. ఇంకొక భాగము భవిష్యత్ జీవనం కొరకు పెట్టాలి. ఇంకొక భాగము సమాజానికి పెట్టాలి. ఇంకొక భాగము ధర్మము కొరకు పెట్టాలి అని. ఇది చాలా విస్తృతంగా చెప్తారు. సంక్షేపంగా ఈ మాట చెప్తున్నాను. ఎవరైతే ఈ విధంగా చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు ఈ లోకంలో సుఖాన్ని అనుభవిస్తారు, మరియు పరలోకంలో గాని సుఖాన్ని అనుభవిస్తారు. ఆ విధంగా మనము ప్రస్తుత పరిస్థితుల్లో మనం చూసినట్టయితే ఈ యొక్క కరోనా మహమ్మారి వల్ల సమగ్రమైనటువంటి ప్రపంచమే చాలా దుస్థితికి వచ్చింది. ఇలాంటి ఒక దుర్ధర ప్రసంగంలో కంపెనీలు లేదు, వృత్తి జీవనము లేదు, ఆదాయము లేదు. మన జీవనం బాగా ఉండాలంటే ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి కారణము డబ్బే. ఒక సంపాదన బాగా ఉంటే జీవనంలో మిగతా అన్ని సమస్యలు తొలగిపోతాయి. సంపాదన లేదంటే లేనటువంటి సమస్యలంతా మనకి వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇలాంటి ఒక సందర్భంలో ఉన్నట్టుండి ఒకేసారి ఈ విధమైనటువంటి దుర్ధర ప్రసంగం వచ్చింది అంటే ఆ ప్రసంగంలో మనకి తోచదు ఏం చేయాలి, ఏం చేయకూడదు అనేటువంటిది మనకి ఏది అవగాహన రాదు. అందుకొరకు సమకాలీనంలో చూసినట్టయితే ఒక ఆర్థిక స్థితిగతులు ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలి, ఏ విధంగా చేసుకుంటే బాగుంటుంది, ఏ విధమైనటువంటి ప్లాన్ చేసుకోవాలి అనేది మనం ఎంత తెలివి ఉన్నా గానీ సమాజంలో అప్పుడప్పుడు మార్పు వస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనకి ఏ విధంగా చేసుకోవాలి అనేది మనకి అవగాహన రాదు. ఇలాంటి సందర్భంలో మనకి వెల్త్ యాప్ డెవలపర్ అభిషేక్ మెహరోత్రా అనేటువంటి వాళ్ళచే మనకి మిస్టర్ కే లఖాని అనేటువంటి వాళ్ళు మన సంస్థకి ఒక సంపర్కం అయ్యింది. శ్రీనివాస్ గారు దీని గురించి ఇది చెప్పారు. మన సొసైటీలో సంపాదన ఒకటే మన జీవితంలో కాదు, ఉన్న కొంచెమైనటువంటి సంపాదన ఏ విధంగా ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయాలి, ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలి, ఏ విధంగా చేస్తే మన భవిష్యత్ జీవితం కొరకు బాగా ఉంటుంది అనేటువంటి విధంగా మనం ఆలోచిస్తే అది బాగా ఉంటుంది. సమకాలీనంగా మనం ఆర్థిక ఒక స్థితిగతుల్ని గురించి మనం తెలుసుకున్నట్టయితే ఆ విధంగా భద్రపరుచుకున్నట్టయితే జీవితంలో అంతా బాగా ఉంటుంది అనేటువంటి విధంగా శాస్త్రం మనకి చెప్తుంది. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతంలో ఉన్నటువంటి సమకాలీనంలో మిస్టర్ లఖాని వాళ్ళు మనకి మార్గదర్శనం చేస్తున్నారు అని మనకి ఉంది. మన సంస్థాపరంగా అన్ని విధాలుగా అంటే ఈ జయ గుప్తా సేవా సంస్థ అనేటువంటిది పూజా పునస్కారాల కొరకు దోహదపడుతుంది. లౌకిక జీవితంలో ఎవరైతే ఆర్థికంగా చాలా ఇక్కట్లో ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు ఏ విధంగా పైకి రావాలి అనేటువంటి ఒక దృక్పథంతో ఈ ఒక ఆలోచన మనకి చేసినారు. అందుకని దీనంతా కొంచెం ఆ డ్రైవర్ సీట్ లో ఉండి ముందుకు నడిపిస్తున్నటువంటి శ్రీనివాస్ ఆదోని వాళ్ళకి నేను చాలా ఇది అవుతున్నాను. విశేషంగా అభిషేక్ మెహరోత్రా తర్వాత కే లఖాని వాళ్ళకి కానీ చాలా నేను ఇది ఆభారిగా ఉన్నాను. అందుకని ఈ ఒక్క మార్గదర్శనం సవ్యంగా మనకి అయితే సమాజానికి చాలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అని చెబుతూ మిగతా శ్రీనివాస్ వాళ్ళు చెప్పాలి అనేటువంటి విధంగా నేను కోరుతున్నాను. శ్రీకృష్ణ.
థ్యాంక్స్ ఆచార్య, తుంబా ధన్యవాద. చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు ఆచార్య గారు. మాకు తెలియని విషయం, మీరు కొత్త విషయం చెప్పినట్టే భాగవతంలో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కూడా చూసి చెప్పారు కాబట్టి మాకు ఇంకా గురిగా ఉంటుంది. బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ we want to talk about well-tapped distributors. Ranganathan vari help tho we got to know about well-tapped distributors. Mr. Abhishek Mehrotra, some regional actually south, complete south.
One second, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Srinivas gar,
I can hear.
No. I think no. All of them have to go on mute. I can hear some dogs barking and all that. So can we request people no to go on mute actually, as well as no, okay, to keep the silence so that no we can hear the main speaker speaking. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, can you? I think I also request all the people can disable their videos. Within couple of minutes, we'll be sharing like our speaker, the financial specialist will be sharing something on the screen. Kabatti, I request Alek. Our video switch off madidre chalo irtada. Okay. Now, coming back to Wealth App Distributors, we requested with the help of Ranganathan, we got to know about Wealth App Distributors, and we get in touch with Abhishek Mehrotra. He is a regional director of South, has got 18 years of experience in wealth management. They also have branches in Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Right now, I think more than 350 crores of finance they are managing right now. And they started their journey in 2014. With the help of Wealth App Distributors, we got the freelancer. He is a financial specialist who is the speaker of today. He is Mr. Lakhani, Mr. Karim Lakhani. He will be taking over right now. He is a certified financial planner. Did from the International College of Financial Planning, New Delhi. And he's also certified from Chartered Trust and Estate Planner, certified personal financial advisor. He has given this type of discourses many times. This is not the first time he is giving. We requested him right now. He's doing it as a service to our JGRST. I would like to invite the speaker, the financial specialist, Mr. K. Malhotra, to take over and start the session right now. Mr. Malhotra, Mr. Lakhani, are you available now? Can we see you?
Yeah, we are ready.
Yeah, I'll give you the sharing this one. Yeah, I think right now you can share and you can start. Thank you very much.
Hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's very fine. One request to all the audience. After the session, there will be Q&A. We can ask questions in any of the language. We also have Abhishek from their team and Karim Lakhani and also Naresh, I think. Naresh is also here.
Yeah.
We have all the people with different backgrounds. I'm pretty sure they can give answer to any of the questions. If there is any band gap between the languages, me, Ranganathan, or many others here from the trust can help the audience, I guess. That's why I request everybody to mute their voice and also video. There is still one person I can see on the video. If they don't, I'll be stopping them. Yeah. Please go ahead, sir. Thank you very much for being here with us. I request you give a lot of knowledge, you share a lot of knowledge to us, and make sure during this pandemic, make everybody feel happy, content at least. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, sir.
Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening and namaste to all. I'll be taking this session today. मैं दो language में बात करूँगा, Hindi and English. I'll mix both. So hope that is okay with you all. And anything which is to be communicated in Telugu, I have Mr. Naresh with me. He will help me out in that. So let's start the session for today. The first thing, सबसे पहले, I actually should give an applaud and hats off to this trust being a social and a religious trust. और इन लोगों का जो financial planning, wealth management, wealth well-being के लिए जो concern है for all their members, it is really commanding that they are thinking so much for their members. Really hats off to your efforts. because very rarely हम देखते हैं कि generally the religious social trust they don't get into this part of people's well-being, but this is being इतना important part है which is being highly ignored by many people. But thanks to the trust who has taken that initiative and invited us. Okay, so let us now start. Now, before I start, one more thing I would like to say कि ये जो session होगा यहाँ पे I am here not to teach anything to you. Okay, I am only trying. I will only try to make you realize few things. ये जो सेशन होगा ये कोई टीचिंग सेशन नहीं है, मैं कोई कुछ टीच नहीं करूंगा, मैं ये रियलाइज दिस इज अ रियलाइजेशन सेशन, नॉट अ लर्निंग सेशन बट मोर ऑफ अ रियलाइजेशन, बिकॉज my intention is after the session I empower you that you become so independent to take your decision, like you don't need to really go on the wrong direction. यहाँ पे हम ये देखेंगे कि हम रियलाइज करेंगे कि हम क्या मिस्टेक्स कर रहे हैं फाइनेंस में, एंड ये मिस्टेक्स नहीं करने से हाउ कैन वी बेटर आवर फाइनेंसेस, हाउ कैन वी इम्प्रूव आवर फाइनेंसेस. तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारा रियलाइजेशन आएगा. आई एम श्योर कि बाय एंड ऑफ द सेशन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सेशन, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा, बहुत सारे नंबर क्रंचिंग होगा यहाँ पे. आई शो लॉट ऑफ एग्जाम्पल्स, बट दीज ये जो एग्जाम्पल्स होंगे ये आपके लाइफ के लाइव एग्जाम्पल्स है. दिस इज नॉट वेग थिंग्स. तो आई एम श्योर यू विल बी एबल टू रिलेट देम विथ योर लाइफ and you will realize ke bhai what is the right thing to do in future. Okay, so let's start with the session today. I'll show you some pictures. Now with these pictures, you look at these pictures and then tell me that I hope we can interact, like I can get some response from you guys. Let's make it little interactive, but when you are talking, please unmute yourself, and again please mute yourself back, or else there'll be a lot of disturbance. I am showing you some pictures. कुछ pictures देख रहे हैं. Now यहाँ पे ये थोड़ा blur है, but you can see that there is a stair. यहाँ पे सीढ़ी है. अब सीढ़ी कैसे बनाया है, you can understand what is it. और एक फोटो है यहाँ पे. There is a railway track. Okay, and there is something in between the railway track. ये यहाँ पे एक ब्रिज बन रहा है. अब ब्रिज जो है दोनों एंड से स्टार्ट हुआ बनने के लिए, एंड अभी यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट पे मीट हो रहा है. आई वॉन्ट के यू मार्क आउट के यहाँ पे व्हाट इज द मिस्टेक, इफ देयर इज एनी मिस्टेक. देयर इज वन मोर इमेज हियर. देयर इज अ balcony. Okay, a picture of a balcony. Okay, chalo, let's go one by one. Can somebody tell me what is the mistake here?
We cannot time that.
You cannot climb. Basically, you cannot go to the next level because
Yeah.
यहाँ पे that road is being blocked. Correct. Can you tell me what's the mistake here?
Trains cannot run on the tracks.
The track is there, but the train cannot actually run on this track. This picture,
It says it is not properly aligned.
yes, it's not properly aligned. Perfect. So if it is meeting, तो वो टेढ़ा बनेगा, वो सीधा नहीं बनेगा, वो टेढ़ा बनेगा, हाफ रोड बनेगा, फुल रोड नहीं बनेगा. इसमें क्या मिस्टेक है?
The door to balcony is not there.
Yes, we have the balcony, but there is no way to get into the balcony. Here,
The door is there, but we cannot use that one.
you can't use. If you just come out of this door, you'll fall off.
Yes.
So this is a useless door. Another stair.
Same thing.
Same thing. So they have made the stair, but they have not given a way out. How
Yeah.
to come out of it.
Yes.
Now the basic intention, यहाँ पे जो intention है ये pictures दिखाने का, can we say this is lack of planning?
Yes, it's lack of planning.
It is
Yes.
lack of planning.
Poor planning.
Yes.
So lot of poor planning and lack of planning that they have made. They wanted to make the bridge, they wanted to make the stair, वो बना दिया, but they have not thought of. Please mute your mics if you are not talking. So they have started the work. उन लोगों ने काम शुरू किया, उनको पता है कि ब्रिज बनाना है, ब्रिज बनाना शुरू कर दिया दोनों एंड से, बट अगर प्लानिंग प्रॉपर नहीं है तो the end result is going to be disastrous. Okay, अगर without planning the result is going to be bad. No matter कितना भी तुमने अच्छा quality use किया है, no matter how much you have put efforts, कितना भी efforts डाला है वो बनाने के लिए, but अगर proper starting से अगर वो road map नहीं है, अगर वो paper में planning नहीं डाला है, तो the ultimate result, the end result will be negative, it will be disastrous. ये सेम चीज जो होता है ये हमारे पर्सनल फाइनेंस में भी होता है. पर्सनल फाइनेंस में हम अगर मुझे ब्रिज बनाना है तो मैं तो ब्रिज बनाना स्टार्ट कर देता हूँ, मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि ब्रिज कहाँ पर जाएगा. ब्रिज बना रहा हूँ, बट ये ब्रिज अभी हैदराबाद है तो यहाँ से मैं सिकंदराबाद से बनाना स्टार्ट कर दिया, अभी वो बालानगर जाएगा या वो बेगमपेट जाएगा या वो मारेटपल्ली जाएगा, कुछ भी नहीं पता है, बस ब्रिज बनाना शुरू कर दिया. वैसे ही फाइनेंस में भी होता है कि हम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, हमारे पास जो लिमिटेड रिसोर्स होते हैं, हम बस खाली जैसे पैसे आता है हम उसको कहाँ पे सेविंग्स अकाउंट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, फिक्स डिपॉजिट में करते हैं, वी बाई गोल्ड, वी में बाई रियल एस्टेट, बहुत सारी चीज करते हैं. बट अगर प्लानिंग ही नहीं है, हमको पता ही नहीं है कि व्हाट इज अवर फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन, तो देन इट इज यूजलेस. वो बन भी जाएगा थोड़ा बहुत, बट वो अल्टीमेटली काम नहीं आएगा. ओके, सो दिस इज द रिलेवेंस, दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंस. हमको पता होना चाहिए कि प्लानिंग का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है इन अवर लाइफ. It is very, very important. I'll give you few more example on planning. भगवान राम है ना, भगवान राम such a powerful, like उनके पास इतना ज्यादा पावर था, बट जब उनको सीता माता को लेने जाना था लंका में, तो he could have said ना कि हनुमान जी तुम जाओ, जाके ने सीता माता को लेके आ जाओ, आप लेके आ जाओ, उड़ के आ जाओ, शॉर्टकट फटाफट. बट I think हमको इनसे भी ये जो हमारे जो माइथोलॉजिकल और ये जो भगवान से भी इतनी सीख मिलती है कि वो भगवान है, वो चाहते तो कुछ भी कर सकते थे, बट देन ही डिसाइडेड कि भाई मैं एज पर जो रूल है, एज पर अगर इफ आई एम इन द ह्यूमन फेस टुडे, तो ह्यूमन कैसे जाएगा, वो प्लान करके जाएगा. वो लंका, इंडिया से लंका में जाने के लिए अगर उनके पास रोड नहीं था तो दे हैड टू प्लान, दे हैड टू मेक द रोड. वहां पे उन्होंने पत्थर डाला, फिर वहां पे रोड बनाया, फिर वहां से लंका को ज्वाइन कनेक्ट किया, और फिर वहां पे जाके ने दे फाउट एंड दे गॉट सीता माता बैक. तो वो भगवान है, वो तो कुछ भी कर सकते थे, वो खुद भी कुछ कर सकते थे, वो हनुमान जी को भी बोल सकते थे कि जाओ सीता माता को लेके आओ, बट दे डिसाइडेड नॉट टू हैव. या
Please go ahead. Somebody, I'll try to.
All of you, please go on mute and don't interrupt, please.
Yeah, actually, I have control. I'm there, as there are many participants. I'm monitoring continuously. Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So उन्होंने पहली बात तो एक लेसन तो हमको ये सीखने को मिला कि there is no shortcut. Okay, शॉर्टकट वो ले सकते थे, बट उन्होंने शॉर्टकट नहीं लिया. बट we human beings ना, we need shortcut for everything. हम अगर पैसा इन्वेस्ट करते ना तो हमको चाहिए कि 2 days में डबल हो जाना चाहिए. लॉट ऑफ पीपल, हमारे पास बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं और बोलते हैं कि आप हमारे पास इन्वेस्ट करो, हम वो 1 year में डबल कर देंगे, हम 6 months में डबल कर देंगे. Remember, there is no shortcut available in life. Okay, shortcuts will definitely lead to losses. There is no shortcut. हमको एक फर्स्ट लेसन उनसे ये मिलता है कि भाई देयर इज नो शॉर्टकट. सेकंड लेसन ये है कि अगर उनको यहाँ से इंडिया से लंका जाना था तो उनको रोड बनाना था, तो स्टेप बाय स्टेप, स्टोन बाय स्टोन, दे हैड पुट दो स्टोन्स एंड they had to keep lot of patience, they had to put lot of hard work, and then they reached Lanka. So uske liye they would have done lot of planning. they had done so much of planning and to reach from India to Lanka. Similarly, जब जब भगवान भी प्लान करते हैं, ये दुनिया बनाने के लिए भी भगवान ने प्लान किया होगा, बट वी इग्नोर प्लानिंग. हमको जब अगर हमारा फाइनेंस आता है ना, तो इट जस्ट गोज एडॉक. पैसा इधर से आया, हमने इधर डाल दिया, हमने सेविंग्स अकाउंट में डाल दिया, हमने एफडी में डाल दिया, हमने स्पेंड कर दिया. हमको पता ही नहीं है कि हमको कितना अर्न करना चाहिए, हमको कितना स्पेंड करना चाहिए, हमको कितना सेव करना चाहिए, हमको कितना इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, कहाँ पर इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए. सी, आपको पता है कि पैसा कमाना, अर्निंग मनी इज सो डिफिकल्ट. इट इज नॉट इजी टू अर्न मनी, बट वेरी इजीली यू कैन लूज मनी. पैसा गवाना टाइम नहीं लगेगा. अगर 1 करोड़ रुपया भी है, तो अगर प्लानिंग नहीं किया है, तो वो 1 महीने के अंदर वो पूरा लॉस हो जाएगा. You must have heard this incident or this case. I don't remember this person's name, but one of the करोड़पति winner, कौन बनेगा करोड़पति में, some सुशील or some guy जो some 5 crore rupees या कुछ win किया था. One of the first करोड़पति in कौन बनेगा करोड़पति. Now somebody जो 5 करोड़ रुपए earn करा, जो win किया, maybe after tax उसको 3.5 crore मिला होगा. But even that 3.5 crore is not a small amount. But today, when you read about that person is having no money left within his account, and he is also not having any job. He is struggling to get a job. Because जब पैसा आया उसके पास, उसने प्लान नहीं किया, उसने एडहॉक वे में इधर डाल दिया पैसा, इसको दे दिया, उसको दे दिया, unwanted things में डाल दिया, and then ultimately he is left with nothing. Although he must have bought some properties and all, कुछ आर्टिकल में मैंने पढ़ा था, but वो properties are not giving him any return. आज उसको खाने को उतना पैसा नहीं है, उसको जॉब चाहिए, जॉब भी नहीं मिल रहा है. So this is the disadvantage of no planning. Planning is very, very important. See, planning is there everywhere. अगर मैं यहाँ से, मेरे घर से अगर मुझे मेरे ऑफिस जाना है ना, और मुझे और let us take this example of today's session. Now today's session 5 बजे का है, तो we all must have planned कि okay 5 बजे का है, तो by 4:45 मैं दूसरा काम खत्म करके ने, then I will freshen up, and then by 5 o'clock I will sit there. So you would have planned your schedule. So for everything in the life there is planning, but for finance we generally miss out to plan. We just go in an ad hoc way. Okay, so based on this, let us now proceed. I hope now you have understood what is the relevance of planning. See, we all have different goals in our life. Like somebody says, I want to go for a vacation, I want to buy a house, घर खरीदना है, गाड़ी खरीदना है, बच्चे का शादी करना है, education है. I wonder, अभी ये जो education का जो goal है ना, यहाँ पे, this goal of education, what do you think? This is only for the children? Are we only talking about your children education? हम किसके एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे?
Children preferably, usually.
Mostly जब एजुकेशन का बात करते हैं, एजुकेशन गोल, we talk about children. But to tell you one thing, कि today, आज जो पेंडेमिक है ना, last 1.5-2 years से, everybody must have realized that education is not only for children. Education is also for your own self. तुमने अगर इंजीनियरिंग किया है या MBA किया है, whatever degree, in this pandemic you would have realized के best of the best degree also, आज अगर कंपनी survive नहीं किया, तो you would have, some people have lost their job. There is so much of need कि हमको आज भी, अगर मैं 40 years का हूँ, 50 years का हूँ, even today I need to update myself. So remember, the education cost खाली बच्चों का नहीं होता है. You also need to plan your own education, because today ऐसा situation है कि the education is like a lifelong education. There is no end to education. There's always more and more to learn. तो आज अगर मैं MBA हूँ, तो I cannot survive throughout my retirement life. I have to keep on updating myself. So education for children, हमारा खुद का एजुकेशन, बच्चों का शादी, घर खरीदना है, कार खरीदना है, ये तो पूरे सबका गोल होगा। नाउ हमको पता है कि ये गोल्स है, बट गोल्स कैन बी एज सिंपल एज स्मॉल एज हमको कल का खाना मिलेगा कि नहीं, वो भी एक गोल है। although हम उसको वी डोंट रियली वी कंसीडर, वी डोंट थिंक इन दोज लाइन्स, बट हमको कल का खाना मिलेगा कि नहीं वो भी हमारा गोल है। व्हेन आई रिटायर, मैं रिटायर हो जाऊंगा, जब मेरा इनकम नहीं होगा फिर मुझे कि पैसा कैसे आएगा, वो भी एक गोल है। हाउ टू सर्वाइव आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट, हाउ टू बाय अ हाउस, हाउ टू बाय अ कार, हाउ टू स्पेंड मनी फॉर एजुकेशन। सो ये इतना पूरा गोल्स है। अभी हमारे दिमाग में गोल्स होगा, बट हमको पता नहीं है कि ये गोल अचीव होगा या नहीं होगा। गोल है, इट इज गुड कि गोल रखो, बट उसको हमको पता ही नहीं है कि कैसे अचीव होगा, तो फिर गोल रखने का कोई मतलब नहीं है। बिकॉज टुमारो अगर हम आज हमने प्लान नहीं किया और वो गोल अचीव नहीं होगा, तो देयर इज ओनली गोइंग टू बी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट। ओके, देयर हैज टू बी सम डायरेक्शन, देयर हैज टू बी सम गोल। सी, नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि अगर मैं किसको पूछूं इन दिस ग्रुप, अगर मैं पूछूं व्हाट इज योर गोल, आई एम श्योर मोस्ट ऑफ यू ऑल आप लोग बोलेंगे कि मुझे घर खरीदना है, मुझे गाड़ी खरीदना है, मुझे रिटायरमेंट के लिए पैसा जमा करना है। ये जो है ना, ये दिस इज नॉट अ गोल। ये जो हमारे पास जो हम जो बोल रहे हैं ना, बच्चों का एजुकेशन के लिए पैसा स्पेंड करना है, शादी कराना है बच्चे का, ये दीज आर ऑल डिजायर्स, दीज आर नॉट गोल्स। एक वन मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज द डे व्हेन हमको पता चलेगा ना डिजायर और गोल में डिफरेंस क्या है, we will be one step ahead, we will be one step closer to achieve the goal। हमारे पास जो भी है ना वो गोल डिजायर्स है, वो गोल्स नहीं है। ओके, अभी इसका डिफरेंस क्या होता है, आई टेल यू। जो डिजायर इज अटैच्ड विथ अ स्पेसिफिक अमाउंट, विथ अ टाइम फ्रेम, देन इट बिकम्स अ गोल। अगर मैं बोलूंगा कि मुझे घर खरीदना है, तो अभी आज भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ घर खरीदना है, रिटायर हुए तभी भी बोल रहा हूँ घर खरीदना है, मेरा लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी 80 90 90 ईयर्स का होगा तभी भी आई विल से कि घर खरीदना है। बट कब खरीदना है, कौन सा घर खरीदना है, हमको खुद को ही नहीं पता है व्हाट इज माय डेस्टिनेशन। ओके, सो knowing the destination, specific destination is very very important। ये कैसा हो गया कि अभी मुझे एक 2 3 दिन का छुट्टी मिला, अभी पेंडेमिक है, बहुत जगह पे बहुत डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है, अभी मैंने सोचा मेरे फैमिली को लेके अभी 3 4 दिन का हॉलीडे मिल गया, मैं मेरे फैमिली को लेके ने मैं एक एक रिलीजियस प्लेस पे या तिरुपति सम प्लेस पे जाके ने मैं जाके प्रेयर करूंगा। तो मैं नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग को जाके ने रेलवे स्टेशन को गया, आई एम इन हैदराबाद, आई गो टू द रेलवे स्टेशन, नियरेस्ट रेलवे स्टेशन। वो स्टेशन पे जाके ने जो पहला ट्रेन है वो बैठ गया और ट्रेन स्टार्ट हो गया, और ट्रेन नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग जाके ने वो इट रीच टू द डेस्टिनेशन। कैन यू टेल मी हुज डेस्टिनेशन?
It's train's destination.
ट्रेन्स डेस्टिनेशन, नॉट माई डेस्टिनेशन, बिकॉज मुझे खुद को ही नहीं बताया कि मुझे जाना किधर है। अगर मुझे पता होता था तो आई वुड हैव प्लान्ड इट इन एडवांस, कि अगर अभी मैं वो ट्रेन में बैठ गया, वो ट्रेन मुझे लेके गया गोवा, अभी मुझे जाना था तिरुपति। अभी अगर मैंने पहले से प्लान करना था कि अगर मुझे तिरुपति जाना है तो कौन सा स्टेशन पे जाना पड़ेगा, कौन सा ट्रेन लेना पड़ेगा, कौन सा टाइम पे लेना पड़ेगा, वहां पे जाके ने मुझे कौन सा रूम मिलेगा, कहाँ पर मैं स्टे करूंगा, कौन से मंदिर कहाँ पर जाके मैं विजिट करूंगा, वो अगर मैंने प्लान किया है तो माई जर्नी विल बी सक्सेसफुल। अगर मैं प्लान ही नहीं किया तो आई विल गो इन एन ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा वेयर एम आई हेडिंग। द सेम थिंग, जब तक मुझे पता नहीं है ना, जब तक मैं मेरे डिजायर को गोल में कन्वर्ट नहीं करूंगा, तब तक मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि मैं राइट डायरेक्शन में जा रहा हूँ या रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन में जा रहा हूँ। इफ आई से मुझे घर खरीदना है, ओके, आई वॉन्ट टू बाई अ हाउस ऑन 1st of January 2025 को मुझे हाउस खरीदना है, वर्थ 1 crore rupees। इट्स a 3 bedroom house, 1 crore rupees is the value। this project, this area ऑन दिस डेट, तब जाके गोल बनेगा। अगर मैं बोलूंगा कि अगर चलो मुझे घर खरीदना है पर पता ही नहीं है कौन सा घर खरीदना है, क्या वैल्यू का खरीदना है, कब खरीदना है, तो दैट इज नेवर गोइंग, दैट इज एंडलेस। you will never be able to achieve your goal because you yourself don't know what is your goal. So the first important thing in financial planning is convert your desires into goal. Abhi ghar pe ho, after the session, take a paper and write your goals. That I want to buy a house when, what should be the value, I want to buy a car, when I want to buy, how much amount I need, children education, which year, how much amount I need, put it on the paper. You all must have read that book or seen that movie, secret movie था. वहाँ पे था कि anything that you see every day, anything that you think every day will happen. So ये जो goals का paper है ना, you stick it on the wall where you can see it every day. When you keep on reading and seeing na, you will get a motivation that I want to achieve this. And then you will start thinking that, okay, how do I achieve this? 1 करोड़ रुपए का घर चाहिए तो मैं कैसे अचीव करूंगा? वो 1 करोड़ रुपए कहाँ से मिलेगा? कहाँ से आएगा? कैसे सेव करूंगा? So that is where you will start thinking about planning. You will start planning. So most important thing is convert your desires into goals. अभी goals to achieve करना है. We are very determined about achieving the goal. But there can be certain hurdles. What can be the hurdles? Inflation can be an hurdle. We all understand, right? Inflation is जो cost of living बढ़ता है उसको inflation बोलते हैं. So यहाँ पे I have taken couple of example. 1989 में petrol price was 8.5 rupees. Today it is 102. Plus minus whatever. Every day it keeps on changing. जो inflation है for the petrol is around 8%. If you compare, if you calculate, 8% का inflation every year 8% से petrol cost बढ़ रहा है. Milk जो था 10 rupees का था, now almost 70 rupees हो गया है. So 70 rupees is like 6.77% का inflation है. So inflation is killing our wealth. तुमको शायद realize नहीं होगा, but inflation is killing. Somebody asked me that what is the most riskiest thing to do with money? Where do you park your money which is very very risky? तो maybe हमारे दिमाग में क्या आएगा कि risky means what? Stock market may be risky, derivatives होता है ना, if you know derivatives is risky, फिर commodity risky होता है, future market risky होता है, आजकल bitcoins का नया trend है तो bitcoins can be very risky. ये सब चीज हमारे दिमाग में आएगा कि ये risky है. Okay, definitely this is risky, but इससे ज्यादा risky क्या है पता है? Money in your pocket is most riskiest. तुम्हारे जेब में तुम पैसा है ना, वो सबसे ज्यादा रिस्की है. You know why? जब अगर हमने पैसा स्टॉक मार्केट में डाला तो स्टॉक मार्केट में डालने के बाद में there are two possibilities. Either it can go up, it can come down. But when it comes down, वो जीरो तो नहीं होगा, और अगर नीचे भी होगा तो परमानेंटली नीचे नहीं आएगा. Okay? So there is a possibility that profit भी हो सकता है, loss भी हो सकता है. और अगर loss हो गया, loss, remember in stock market is always temporary. Loss is never permanent. If you, अगर हम properly invest करते हैं ना, तो it is always a temporary loss, not a permanent loss. But अगर वही पैसा तुम्हारे जेब में डाल दिया and you are roaming around, what will happen? There is a 100%, there are two problems over there. एक तो पैसा, one thing is you can spend that money. जेब में पैसा है, you will always wish to spend. इतना पैसा है मेरे पास, चलो ये खरीदेंगे, ये इधर जाएंगे, ये घूमने को जाएंगे, ये गाड़ी खरीदेंगे. So you will always want to spend. What will happen? The money in your pocket will always go down because there is always a chance of you spending. Never keep money in your pocket. जितना पैसा अपने पास रखेंगे उतना पैसा कम हो जाएगा, because there is a chance that you are going to spend that money. Second, you are very disciplined. You do not want to spend. You are saying कि मैं जेब में रखा, मेरे घर में पैसा रखा, but I am not going to spend. मैं इसको लॉक करके रख दिया. But लॉक करके रखा ना तो भी क्या होगा? After 1 year, समझो you have 1 lakh rupee. वो 1 lakh rupee को कबर्ड में रख दो, लॉक कर दो. After 1 year वो क्या होगा? वो 1 lakh will be 1 lakh. Amount wise, amount will be 1 lakh. But because of inflation, money value has come down. तुम्हारा जो 1 lakh का वैल्यू था ना, today after inflation वो 95,000 हो गया. वाई 95,000 हो गया? बिकॉज जो जो चीज हम 1 लाख में खरीद सकते थे 1 ईयर बिफोर, दिस ईयर वो 1 लाख में नहीं आएगा। वही चीज खरीदने को हमको 1,05,000 चाहिए, 1,10,000 चाहिए। तो क्या हो गया? द वैल्यू ऑफ माई मनी, मेरा पैसे का वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली डिप्रिशिएट हो गया। तो इवन दो हमको लगता है ना मेरा पैसा मेरे पास बहुत सेफ रहेगा, वो दैट इज अ रॉन्ग नोशन। हमारे पास अगर पैसा लॉक करके रख दिया ना, एवरी ईयर वो पैसे का वैल्यू 5-6% कम हो जाएगा। दैट इज द मोस्ट रिस्कीएस्ट थिंग। स्टॉक मार्केट में तो प्रॉफिट होने का चांस भी होता है, बट यहाँ पे घर में रखने से पैसा डेफिनेटली कम ही हो जाएगा। I am not asking you to invest in stock market, okay? I'm just giving an example, okay? There are a lot of options, बहुत सारे options है invest करने के. Stock market is one of the option, okay? Now, is future living going to be cheap? Future में cost of living कैसे होगा? एक example है, let us do an analysis. What do you think can be today? अगर आज हम हमारे जैसा अपने जैसा कोई अगर मिडिल क्लास फैमिली है, तो what can be the monthly expenses of a middle class family? Can I say between in this year 25,000 to 50,000 on an average? I am taking a price, I am taking a band and a range, okay? 25 to 50,000. कुछ लोगों का एक्सपेंस 1 लाख 2 लाख भी होता है, कुछ लोगों का एक्सपेंस कम भी होता है। मैंने एक मिडिल क्लास फैमिली का एवरेज मंथली एक्सपेंस लिखा है। डू यू एग्री? 25,000 to 50,000, इज इट ओके? ओके, नाउ लेट अस गो बैक. If we go back 20 years, so अभी 2021 है, let us think about in the year 2000, 2001, 20 years before. यही फैमिली को मंथली एक्सपेंस कितना था?
5,000.
Yes, 25,000 to 50,000 का वही फैमिली का एक्सपेंस was around 2,500 to 5,000 rupees. Correct? You agree? Right? जो 50,000 खर्चा कर रहा है वो 2001 में 5,000 खर्चा कर रहा होगा। आज जो 25,000 खर्चा कर रहा है वो 2,500, 3,000 खर्चा कर रहा होगा। Now you go 20 years further back, 1981. What do you think would be the expenses family का?
250 to 300.
Perfect. 250 to 500 rupees in 1981. 500 rupees में पूरा महीने का खर्चा हो जाता था। Now what is the pattern? What do you understand out of this? Every 20 years what is happening?
It is multiplying by 10.
10 times it is increasing. Now I am not exaggerating the statement. This is our own family's expenses. अगर ये 1981 के पहले 1961 में कितना एक्सपेंस था, तो you can ask your father or grandfather, they will tell you that 25-50 rupees में they used to take care of the expenses, monthly expenses. So every 20 years, 1 zero is increasing. Okay, every 20 year, 1 zero is increasing. You know what does this mean? This means that inflation in our life, the inflation in our life is not 5%, 6%. Government बोलता है ना 5% inflation है, 6% inflation है, 5-6% नहीं होता है। हमारे लाइफ में inflation almost approximately 12% है, because when you increase 1 zero ना every 20 year, inflation comes up to 12% approximately. हमारा जो खर्चा है ना वो 12% से बढ़ रहा है। ओके, अभी अगर खर्चा 12% से बढ़ रहा है तो मेरा इनकम भी बढ़ना चाहिए, प्लस मैं जहां पे इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं वो कितना रिटर्न परसेंट से बढ़ना चाहिए। अगर मैं एफडी में डाल दिया, सेविंग्स अकाउंट में डाल दिया जहां पे 4%, 5% मिला, इज इट ओके?
Not okay.
नॉट ओके, बिकॉज अगर मेरा पैसे इन्फ्लेशन इज लाइक पैसे का वैल्यू कम हो रहा है 12% और मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया जहाँ पे मुझे 5%, 6% रिटर्न मिल रहा है, तो अल्टीमेटली मुझे 5-6% रिटर्न नहीं मिला। अगर मुझे रिटर्न मिला, इफ आई से आई एम गेटिंग 5% रिटर्न्स ऑन माय इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इन्फ्लेशन is 12%, what is the ultimate effect? Ultimate effect is 7% negative. मेरा पैसा 7% कम हो गया। यही पैसा कमाने को मुझे बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ा, बट if you are not doing proper planning for investments, तो क्या हो जाएगा कि ये ऑटोमेटिकली तुम्हारा पैसा जहां पर भी इन्वेस्ट किया है उसका वैल्यू कम होते होते एवरी ईयर 5-7% से वैल्यू कम हो जाएगा. दैट इज अ बिग लॉस. इट इज अ बिग लॉस टू यू. सो वन लर्निंग दैट यू शुड नो कि जहां पर भी इन्वेस्ट करते हैं इन इंडिया पर्टिकुलरली, you should expect the return of at least 10% and above 10%. 10-12% का रिटर्न आएगा, then only you can say that you are beating inflation. जहां पे रिटर्न 10% से कम आ रहा है, those instruments are not worth investing because वहां पे श्योर शॉर्ट नेगेटिव रिटर्न आ रहा है because of inflation. Okay? अभी तुमको लगेगा कि ये इन्फ्लेशन इतना ज्यादा क्यों है जब गवर्नमेंट 5% से 7% बोलता है, 6% बोलता है. बिकॉज यहाँ पे जो इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है ना, एवरी 20 ईयर द कॉस्ट इज इंक्रीजिंग बाय 10 times. व्हाई इट इज इंक्रीजिंग? वन ऑफ द मेजर फैक्टर is education cost. I have taken an example of IIMs. IIM, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. 2009 में for IIM, that course, that post-graduation course costed 4 lakh rupees in 2009. In 2021, यही कोर्स का वैल्यू जो कॉस्ट हो गया 28 lakhs हो गया है. ओके, 4 लाख से टोटल अभी 28 lakhs हो गया है. इन्फ्लेशन कितना हो गया? ऑलमोस्ट 17-18% का इन्फ्लेशन हो गया. दिस कॉस्ट ऑफ एजुकेशन, इट इज सेड कि टुडे एजुकेशन कॉस्ट एंड हेल्थ कॉस्ट, ये दोनों इतना ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है कि हमारा ओवरऑल एक्सपेंस, हमारा बजट पूरा डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा और हमारा जो पूरा जो अगर हमने प्लान नहीं किया है तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ डिजास्टर. 17% increase every year in the cost of education. Today, if you look at even जो basic education होता है ना, हमने जब स्कूल पढ़े थे ना, तो हमारे टाइम पे स्कूल का फीस 100 rupees था, 100-150 rupees per month. Today, the average school, normal school, I'm not talking about hi-fi school or international school, first grade का education cost, the fees, school fees for an average school is 1 lakh rupee today. अगर हम थोड़ा सा हाई लेवल स्कूल में जाएंगे तो फर्स्ट ग्रेड का 2 से 2.5 लाख रुपए का फीस होगा और फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड का. और अगर हम कुछ कोई इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में अगर एडमिशन लेते हैं बच्चे का, तो फर्स्ट ग्रेड का फीस 4 to 5 lakhs है पर ईयर. यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन हाउ मच द कॉस्ट इज इंक्रीजिंग. ये पूरा कॉस्ट को अगर हमने प्लान नहीं किया ना, तो वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू अचीव अवर गोल्स. We have to think कि मैं ये इन्फ्लेशन को कैसे बीट करूं. हमको ऐसे लगेगा कि इन्फ्लेशन जो 6-7% है, 12% कैसे होता है? ऑल्सो टेल यू 12% कैसे होता है. नॉर्मल हमारा जो हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस होता है ना, हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस लाइक अवर रेंट, ग्रोसरी, ये पूरा एवरी ईयर 5-7% से इंक्रीज होता है. प्लस यू एड एजुकेशन कॉस्ट एंड हेल्थ कॉस्ट. हेल्थ तो यू अंडरस्टैंड, अभी कोरोना में हमको सबको पता है कि देयर आर केसेस जहाँ पे ईच डे 1 लाख रुपए का बिल हो रहा है एवरी डे फॉर कोरोना. ओके, सो यू एड अनदर 2-3% एज एन हेल्थ कॉस्ट एंड एजुकेशन कॉस्ट. प्लस व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज ऑल्सो वी आर इंक्रीजिंग अवर स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग. पहले क्या होता था, हम साइकिल चलाते थे, उसके बाद में हमने स्कूटर लिया, फिर हमने बाइक लिया, फिर कार लिया. सो क्या हो रहा है, हमारा स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग इंक्रीज हो रहा है. तो जब स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग इंक्रीज होगा, सो ऑटोमेटिकली वो हमारा इन्फ्लेशन में भी ऐड हो जाएगा. सो 2-3% वो ऐड कर लो. ये पूरा ऐड करने के बाद में ऑन एन एवरेज इन्फ्लेशन विल बी अराउंड 12%. रिमेंबर दैट इन अवर लाइफ इन्फ्लेशन इज नॉट 5-6%, इट इज अराउंड 10-12% at least. So you have to take certain action in order to beat inflation. Okay. Now coming to retirement planning. Now retirement, is it really worth thinking about? Do you really need to worry about retirement? पहले do you think that our parents, हमारे parents और हमारे grandparents कभी retirement planning किए क्या? They have never thought of retirement planning. Why they have not thought? क्योंकि उनके टाइम पे उनके जो कपल था उनको कम से कम 8-10 बच्चे रहते हैं, तो उनके जो बच्चे हैं उसमें से कोई तो भी उनको देख लेगा। ओके, बट अभी क्या हो गया कि यहाँ पे अभी फैमिली का साइज छोटा हो गया। अभी हमारे को 8-10 बच्चे नहीं रहते, हमको एक बच्चा है, 2 बच्चा है, तो हमको व्हेन वी हैव लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, और आजकल तो नया कपल ऐसा होता है दैट दे डोंट प्रेफर टू इवन गेट हैव बेबीज, एंड बहुत सारे लोग तो उनको शादी नहीं करना है। आज का पूरा ट्रेंड पूरा चेंज हो रहा है, तो फैमिली सिस्टम जो है, जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम एंड ऑल, वो पूरा स्क्रैप हो जाएगा। तो यहाँ पे नाउ देयर विल बी ओनली 1 or 2 पीपल इन अ फैमिली। तो हु विल टेक केयर ऑफ यू? तुम्हारे फ्यूचर में कौन तुमको देखेगा? आफ्टर योर रिटायरमेंट देयर विल बी नोबडी टू टेक केयर ऑफ यू। मेडिकल एक्सपेंसेस आर ग्रोइंग। हमारा जो लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी है ना, इट इज इंक्रीजिंग। पहले के टाइम पे 30-40 years, 50 years before, people used to live only up to 65 years, average age of an Indian. Now today it has passed 70 years. जब तक हम ओल्ड होंगे, अब जो लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी होगा 80, 85, 90 हो जाएगा। तो लिविंग फॉर लॉन्गर पीरियड, ऐसे बोलते हैं कि देयर आर 2 रिस्क इन अवर लाइफ, 2 बिग रिस्क। एक है रिस्क ऑफ डाइंग अर्ली, सेकेंड इज रिस्क ऑफ लिविंग टू लॉन्ग। देयर आर 2 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ रिस्क। जल्दी मर गए तो भी प्रॉब्लम है, और बहुत ज्यादा लाइफ हो गया 100 years तो भी प्रॉब्लम है। उतना ज्यादा रही है तो हाउ विल आई टेक केयर ऑफ माय एक्सपेंसेस? कौन देखेगा मुझे? दैट इज ऑल्सो अ प्रॉब्लम। If I do not plan my retirement, I do not plan my finances, it is going to be a big problem to me. Now, retirement के लिए we have an example. Let's say हमने यहाँ पे example देखा ये expense का, that 2021 में the expense is close to 25,000 to 50,000. Assuming मेरा age 40 years है, और today मेरा expense है 25,000 to 50,000. अभी after 20 years from now, when I become 60, मेरा age 60 हो जाएगा, I will retire. What will be my expense? जैसे ट्रेंड चल रहा है 10 increase every 20 years, my expense will become 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs per month. My expense will become 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs per month. That means my yearly expense is going to be 30 lakhs to 60 lakhs. मुझे रिटायर होने के बाद में मेरा महीने साल का खर्चा 30 लाख से 60 लाख का खर्चा होगा। एंड अगर मैं 20 years मेरा लाइफ है, अगर आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट और 20 साल अगर मैं सरवाइव किया अप टू द एज 80, तो मुझे कितना चाहिए? 30 lakhs into 20 years, दैट मीन्स कम से कम 6 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए मिनिमम। मैं जब रिटायर होऊंगा मेरे अकाउंट में 6 करोड़ रुपए होना चाहिए। ओके, 6 करोड़ से 12 करोड़ डिपेंडिंग अपॉन माय करंट एक्सपेंसेस। अगर मेरे अकाउंट में इतना पैसा नहीं है तो आई कैन नॉट रिटायर। ओके, अभी तक है ना, लोग है ना 50 लाख की बात करते, 1 करोड़ का बात करते हैं, बट रिमेम्बर ये 6 करोड़ भी कम पड़ेगा। अगर तुम्हारा एज 20 years है, 30 years है, 35 years है, तो ये 6 करोड़ 12 करोड़ नहीं, तुम्हारा एक्सपेंस ज्यादा हो जाएगा, और तुम्हारा कॉर्पस रिक्वायरमेंट विल बी अराउंड 10 करोड़, 15 करोड़, 20 करोड़। बहुत पैसा जरूरत पड़ेगा। अगर आज से प्लानिंग नहीं किया तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी, यू विल बी इन डीप ट्रबल। Okay, so that planning, retirement planning, financial planning from today is very important. Now, इतना पैसा कैसे जमा होगा? इतना पैसा, do you think कि तुम रिटायर होंगे तो तुम्हारे अकाउंट में 6-8 करोड़ 10 करोड़ होगा? Now you may be thinking, yes, मैं तो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ, मैं मेरा पैसा सेविंग्स अकाउंट में डाल रहा हूँ, रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट में डाल रहा हूँ, फिक्स डिपॉजिट में डाल रहा हूँ, मेरे पास लाइफ इंश्योरेंस का पॉलिसी है, मेरे पास गोल्ड है, ज्वेलरी है, मैंने रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट किया है। तो आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि यू आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग, यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग। तुमने पैसा कहीं ना कहीं तो लगाया होगा, बैंक में लगाया होगा, इंश्योरेंस में लगाया होगा, गोल्ड में लगाया होगा, रियल एस्टेट में लगाया होगा, ऑप्शंस है, नो वंडर। बट लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो ऑप्शंस है वो कब काम आएगा, किस लिए काम आएगा। if you are parking your money in savings account में you know that only 3.5, 3.5% का return मिलता है. Some banks are even giving 6% or so. This money, this account should only be used emergency के लिए. Savings account में खाली उतना ही पैसा रखना है जो हमको emergency में काम आएगा. For contingency, or in the COVID time, everybody knows what is called emergency. Everybody knows what is uncertainty. पहले हमने कभी uncertainty नहीं देखा था, but we have seen lot of uncertainty now. So for contingency, there is a separate money. एक हमको separate fund लेके ने एक अलग account में रखना है only for emergency. Okay. Then you invest into recurring deposit, which gives only 6 to 8% returns. Fixed deposit may give you somewhere around 7 to 9%. ये अभी तो और कम हो गया. अभी अगर if you look at it, around 5% ही मिल रहा है interest. Although this will increase, again it will increase. Life insurance policies है, endowment, money back policy, that will also give you a return between 5 to 6%. Gold can give you a return between 7-8%. Real estate can give you very variable. कुछ property 5% return भी देगा, कुछ 10% भी देगा, कुछ भी 15%, 20% भी देगा. But real estate में invest करने के लिए you need lot of money. अगर मेरे पास 1000, 2000, 5000, 10,000 small amounts है, तो then I cannot invest into real estate. For real estate, I need lakhs and crores of rupees. Plus, real estate has lot many limitations and problems. One is real estate can have litigation issues. Real estate can have maintenance issues. Real estate may have depreciation issue. बहुत सारे issue होते हैं. Although every investment will have pros and cons. Lot of people, it is seen that they are very fond of gold, that they keep on buying gold every time. There are people who keep on buying real estate. But remember, you need lot of money to put into real estate. और अगर एक property हमने एक 50 लाख 1 करोड़ में खरीदा property, एक land खरीदा, और अगर वो land में litigation अगर हो गया ना in future, तो पूरा life चले जाएगा, but you cannot do anything to clear that litigation. I have one student. See, basically, I have an institute. I teach people about financial planning. I have a student. वो student का बॉम्बे में just outside airport एक बहुत बड़ा land है. बॉम्बे एयरपोर्ट बहुत बड़ा land है. वो land का value 500 crore है. Today, approximately 500 crore का value है, which belongs to this family. But ये यहाँ पे land रहने से क्या हुआ? Already lot of local gundas have occupied that property. अभी they want to sell that property, they are not able to sell the property because पहले sell करने के पहले उन लोगों को vacate करना है. Now you cannot vacate them once they occupy the property. Those local guys, उसको vacate करना is next to impossible. And people like us who are very simple people, हम तो उनको vacate कर ही नहीं सकते. So no matter आज 500 करोड़ का property है, but उनके हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. Because unless they are able to sell, they cannot do anything. So real estate will also have lot of problems. I am not saying real estate is bad. Real estate is good in some way also. अभी जैसे हमने कोई property लिया, घर लिया, उसमें rental income मिलता है. Rental income is very good type of investment where you get rental income and rental income increases every year. तो अगर मैंने कोई property खरीदा जहाँ पे कुछ rental income आ रहा है retirement के बाद में, this will take care of some of the part of my expenses. I will get regular passive income. And most important thing is when you are investing, when you are planning your finance, there are two types of income, active income and passive income. Active income is where you work for money. You go to business, you do your job, you do active. That is your salary income is like an active income. Business is an active income. But without working, if there is a time that you say, I don't want to work, I just want to sit at home, but my income should not stop. That is called passive income. So rental income, interest income, capital gains, investment income, all these are passive income. These passive incomes are going to be very helpful when you retire. Because that time there will be no active income. You will only have to survive with passive income. So when you do retirement planning, you should always keep on thinking, okay, where should I invest? Where either it should grow fast And at the same time, it should also give me some regular income whenever I need. So that whenever I leave my job, I should get a passive source of income. The day when your passive income is equal to your expenses is the day when you can retire. Take my words. The day when your income, passive income, is equal to your expenses, you can retire. But if you do not have passive income, you cannot retire. Okay. Now, यहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल है consequences of wrong investments. मैंने एक 1000 रुपीज का एग्जाम्पल लिया है कि ओके आई गेट 3.5%. क्या होगा 20 साल के बाद में मेरे अकाउंट में 3,45,000 आएगा. वही अगर मुझे 6% रिटर्न मिलेगा तो 1000 रुपीज सेम इन्वेस्टमेंट सेम टर्म, my fund value will be for 4.5 lakhs. 8% 5.7 lakhs, 10% 7.2 lakhs, 12% 9 lakhs, and 15% 13 lakhs. Now, यहाँ पे let's say Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D, Mr. E, and Mr. F. When they all retire, everybody will have different amount in their pocket. Okay. Mr. A will have 3.4 lakhs and Mr. F will have 13 lakhs. Can we say Mr. F is rich? We can say na Mr. F. Yeah. But is Mr. F rich because he was blessed, specially blessed child, or he did something smart work? See, Mr. F guys, please mute your
Please
mic.
go on mute.
So this is suggesting that the difference between the fund value of Mr. A and Mr. F is not that, okay, he was specially blessed child. It is just because Mr. F has done smarter work. He has invested into the right instrument. He got more returns on investment. That is why he could accumulate more value. Although, जो भी होगा हमको हमारा लक भी होना चाहिए साथ में, वो गॉड का ब्लेसिंग भी होना चाहिए साथ में, बट एट द सेम टाइम हमको हमारे तरफ से भी हमको राइट एक्शंस लेना पड़ेगा. अगर मैं पूरा लाइफ में मेरा पैसा सेविंग्स अकाउंट या फिक्स डिपॉजिट में लगाया तो यू नो कि व्हाट इज द वैल्यू. बट अगर मैंने स्मार्टली आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू सम बेटर इंस्ट्रूमेंट, तो ये 3 लाख की जगह पे 9 लाख भी मिलेगा, 13 लाख भी मिलेगा. सो the future is also, we have our today's decision will play a very crucial role in future. Now we've been talking about 6 crore, 10 crore, 12 crore. ये पैसा accumulate कैसा होगा? I have one small calculator. I'll give you an example. A 50 rupees investment per month. Okay. A person is investing 50 rupees every month for 45 years. This is a very long term I am talking about. And he will get a return of 18%, 18% returns per annum. Okay. 50 rupees per month, only 50 rupees. So 50 rupees per month is yearly how much? 600 rupees. And for 45 years means how much? 27,000 rupees. You have invested in total 27,000 rupees out of your pocket across 45 years. And if you get to 18% returns every year, can anybody guess how much will this 50 rupees month becomes after 45 years? Any guess? Like it will become 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, anything?
Around 5.5 lakhs, roughly.
5.5 lakhs. Okay. You will be surprised to know that this is going to become 1.04 crores. This 50 rupees per month will become 1.04 crores. That is called power of compounding. When I am talking about accumulating so many crores of rupees for your future, there are ways and means to accumulate it. If you start saving, investing in the right instrument, you will actually get that value. Now, this is the calculator. Let us put this. If I invest 50 rupees per month, return is 18%. So let us do that. I am not giving you a vague value. This is going to happen. And the tenure is 45 years. What is the accumulation? The accumulation is 1,04,92,000. Just 50 rupees per month. Okay. Now, the same 50 rupees, if I invest for half the period, I invest for only 22.5 years. Not for 45 years, I invest only for 22.5 years. So half the time, so I should get 50 lakhs na? 50 lakhs milna chahiye na? What do you think? Should I get 50 lakhs?
52, yeah, half of it.
Half of it, because I'm investing half of the period, I should get half of the value. Just see how much will I get. I will get only 1,85,000. Where is 1 crore 4 lakhs and where is 1,85,000? You know why? Power of compounding says that the longer the period that you invest, the more will be the compounding effect. This is called the eighth wonder of the world. The longer the period you invest, the more you will accumulate. That is power of compounding. Just reduce this by 1 year. Forget about half of the period. Reduce this by 1 year. कितना होगा? 1 crore 5 lakhs 4 lakhs की जगह पे 87 lakhs मिलेगा. एक साल कम इन्वेस्ट करने से 17 lakhs का लॉस हो गया. देखो, ये कोई स्कीम नहीं बता रहा हूँ. आई डोंट आस्क मी व्हिच स्कीम इज दिस. आई वांट टू पुट दिस मनी इनटू दिस स्कीम. ये कोई स्कीम नहीं है, ये खाली एग्जांपल है. ओके, देयर आर ऑप्शंस टू इन्वेस्ट एंड गेट दिस टाइप ऑफ रिटर्न. ऑप्शंस मिलेगा, बट ये खाली एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ कि एक साल कम होने से भी ऑलमोस्ट 17 लाख रुपीस कॉर्पस में कम हो गया. द सिंपल लॉजिक इज द लॉन्गर द पीरियड, जितना लॉन्ग पीरियड इन्वेस्ट करेंगे उतना ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग मिलेगा. दैट मीन्स जितना जल्दी स्टार्ट करेंगे, द डे व्हेन यू स्टार्ट अर्निंग, इवन बिफोर यू स्टार्ट अर्निंग, थोड़ा थोड़ा अगर वो सेविंग्स कॉन्सेप्ट, यू मे से दैट आज तो मैं 50 साल का है, मैं 50 इयर्स का है, मैं अभी मेरे पास 45 इयर्स तो है नहीं. अगर हम मेरे पास आपके पास 45 इयर्स इन्वेस्टमेंट का नहीं है, तो योर चाइल्ड हैज 45 इयर्स इन्वेस्टमेंट, योर ग्रैंड चाइल्ड हैज 45 इयर्स इन्वेस्टमेंट. If you inculcate that savings and investment habit to them, at least आपको फायदा नहीं होगा तो आपके फैमिली को फायदा होगा. So that power of compounding का जो impact है, that has to be known by all, by everyone. Okay, that 6 crore rupees अगर मुझे अभी से 20 साल में, from today for the next 20 years, अगर मैं 20 साल में रिटायर होने वाला हूँ और मुझे अगर 6 crore rupees accumulate करना है, then let us see how much I will have to invest every month. If I invest in some fixed deposit where I get 8% returns, fixed SIP, every month if I have to invest a fixed amount, I will have to invest 1 lakh rupee every month if I invest at 8%. If I get 10% returns, तो मुझे 82,000 इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. 15% है तो 45,000 and 18% है तो I will have to invest only 31,000 every month. This is every month 31,000 to accumulate 6 crore. Okay, अभी 50 रुपए से काम नहीं चलेगा. वो 45 years का टाइम है तो 50 रुपए काम आएगा, नहीं तो अभी हमको 31,000 इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा 6 crore के लिए. But there is another option. अभी समझो मेरा इनकम है 1 lakh today. Out of 1 lakh I can invest 10,000, 20,000 only. But next year मेरा इनकम बढ़ेगा, मेरा इनकम हो जाएगा 1.1 lakh, 1.2 lakhs, फिर 1.3 lakhs होगा, 1.5 lakhs होगा, फिर 2 lakhs होगा. जैसा मेरा इनकम बढ़ेगा, मेरा सेविंग्स भी बढ़ेगा. तो in that case, अगर मैं every year मेरा सेविंग्स 10% से इंक्रीज करता हूँ, so rather investing 1 lakh, I only have to invest 46,000. Here rather 82,000 I will invest 38,000. Rather 31,000 I have to invest 17,000. So अगर मैं ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट में इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ जहां पे मुझे 18% रिटर्न मिल सकता है, and I start investing 17,000 every month from now. This year ये साल 17,000 इन्वेस्ट करूंगा, नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर 10% बढ़ा के लाइक 18,500, 19,000, then 21,000, then 23,000. एवरी ईयर मैं 10% सेविंग्स इंक्रीज करूंगा तो भी मुझे 6 करोड़ मिलेगा. ओके, दिस इज जस्ट एन एग्जांपल, दिस इज जस्ट एन इलस्ट्रेशन. योर फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर कैन हेल्प यू आउट टू डू द एग्जैक्ट कैलकुलेशन as per your age, as per the time that you have. Okay, next is, this is just a little thumb rule that I have made. Whatever is your income is 100%. Okay, your net income is after paying tax. Whatever is your take home income or net income after tax, out of that 30% you allocate towards your expenses, household expenses. Not more than 35% you should commit towards EMI. जो है वो 35% से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. You should have some insurances like life insurance, health insurance, घर का insurance, गाड़ी का insurance. वो that should, you can allocate 5% of your income every month or every year. Education के लिए 10% of your income allocate कर सकते हैं, and minimum 20% तो saving करना है. एंड इट इज सेड कि पहले ये 20% निकाल लो, उसके बाद में जो बचेगा वो स्पेंड करना है. 20 to 25% मिनिमम यू हैव टू सेव. जितना ज्यादा सेविंग होगा, फ्यूचर का गोल उतना ज्यादा फेयरली अचीव होगा. ओके, दिस इज योर थंब रूल. You have to follow this. If you follow these basic things, you will be able to manage your finances very comfortably. Then let us understand seller or advisor. Now tell me one thing. Is a coach required? Like, is a trainer or a coach required by a sportsman? We see, right? Everybody needs, सबको coach की जरूरत है, सबको coach चाहिए. Now अगर मैं बोलूं सचिन तेंदुलकर is like वो गॉड ऑफ क्रिकेट है, उसको तो पता है कैसे खेलने का है, वो बिना कोच के खेल सकता है क्या? नो. इवन द बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेयर को कोच का रिक्वायरमेंट है. सिमिलरली हम जब फाइनेंस प्लान करते हैं ना, वहां पर भी हमको एक कोच चाहिए. वी नीड अ कोच. नो मैटर कितना भी नॉलेज रहने दो, कितना भी इंफॉर्मेशन रहने दो, बट एक कोच का जरूरत है, हु इज एन एडवाइजर. ओके, एवरी person, every family should have one advisor. अब हमारे पास जो आदमी है जो हमको एडवाइस कर रहा है, you should differentiate between the seller and an advisor. Who is a seller and who is an advisor? The person, जो आदमी तुम्हारे पास कोई प्रोडक्ट लेके आया ना, वो सेलर है, you can avoid him. जो आदमी तुम्हारे पास कोई प्रोडक्ट लेके नहीं आया, वो तुमको आके नहीं खाली ये पूछ रहा है कि तुमको तुम्हारा गोल्स क्या है, तुमको तुम्हारा इनकम क्या है, तुम्हारा कैपेसिटी क्या है. पहले हम प्लान करेंगे, उसके बाद में हम सोचेंगे कि कैसे इन्वेस्ट करना है, क्या करना है. जो रेडी प्रोडक्ट तुम्हारे पास लेके नहीं आया ना, ही इज एन एडवाइजर. ओके, एंड एडवाइजर विल वर्क फॉर यू, सेलर विल नॉट वर्क फॉर यू. सेलर खुद के लिए काम करेगा, एडवाइजर तुम्हारे लिए काम करेगा. So this is very important to differentiate who is a seller, who is an advisor. Okay, and remember, doing it yourself is always a problem. तुमको like the best of the player को भी coach चाहिए, तो हमको भी एक coach का जरूरत पड़ेगा for managing our finance, and that is where those coaches are available in the form of financial advisors. Okay, so you should hire one advisor. No matter either they charge fees or they do not charge fees whatsoever, but it is going to be beneficial in long term. Okay, with this guys, thank you so much. I have taken a lot of your time. It was supposed to complete by 5:45, extended a lot. Thank you so much for being so patient and listening to this session. Hope you all have enjoyed and learned something, or realized something rather. Over to Srinivas ji.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was very useful for sure. Actually, I definitely bet like most of us have forgotten those slides, which probably would have. It's not there. They're all like jotted lines. We never cared about them. Though we learn the compound interest, we teach our kids as well, but we forgot those. Here, one thing is interesting, like what you said about seller, difference between a seller and advisor, which is very much required, I guess. And one more point, what you mentioned, for me, it was very useful at least, where you mentioned like everybody are investing in savings account, like recurring deposit, सब में invest कर रहे हैं हम तो. आप इधर जो भी almost more than 50 लोग हैं इधर, सब लोग, they are IT people and many are entrepreneurs, many are also financial advisors as well. Other than those, everybody is invested in all those this one, but we forgot the basic thumb rule, which has been ignited now. And before handing over to the Q&A session, I want you to assign a homework to everybody in this. All the audience, what is a homework? Like one single line. If you share some Excel sheet or something, they need not to share it to anybody. But I want them to jot down the homework, assess themselves, where exactly they are. Whether it can be based on inflation or based on their they need to jot down, right? Even for IT returns, we jot down everything. If more than 30%, we'll jot down what are all assets, but we never correlate that with our long-term expenses or this one. That singles Excel sheet or kind of thing, I want you after this, you can work it and you can give it to us. We will share it to all our devotees or well-wishers, donors. Many people are there here who are, because of them, we could able to run this NGO, right? We can share them so that they can assess and even they can help us back and they can share with other people. Now, here we have because all the course was in mix of English and Hindi. इसलिए आपको कुछ भी doubt है in any of the regional language, we have Naresh, Abhishek, even Ranganathan is there, who is very well versed with the team. They can answer. We can open now the session for Q&A. We can spend for another 10 minutes for the Q&A. I want you to ask good questions, whoever has got. I would like to ask like anybody, any names who are starting from A to D, A, B, C, D. They can ask questions between A to D. Yeah. Then now, as the very less people, anybody who has questions, please unmute themselves. Let me know. One-on-one.
Or like no, raise your hand.
One question is there from me. I'm Srinivas Rao.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Go ahead.
Srinivas Rao, next we'll move to Sundar Vivek.
In your plan, you were talking about a plan A, B, C for 6 crores for next 50 years or 45 years. So you are saying that a lot of options are there for investment. Up to your knowledge, which is the best, what you suggest to invest?
See, normally what happens is, it's a good question. But see, this is more like, a patient coming to a doctor and saying that, tell me which is the best medicine, so I will eat it every day. So normally what happens is, you are asking for a calcium tablet. I suggest you, okay, you take this calcium tablet, but tomorrow I realize that you already are having extra calcium, and having more of this medicine will be more harmful to you. So options are available. Now, when we are talking about returns where 10% returns, 12% returns, 15% returns, when we are talking about getting high returns, there are options available, like mutual funds are there. You have PMSs are there. You may also have real estate as option. So there are options. So you need to understand one thing, that if you need to beat inflation, you have to think of returns which are about 10-12%. And only these instruments like mutual funds or PMSs or private equities or real estate, these are some of the options which will be suitable. Options are many, but these are suitable for getting the returns which can be more than 10%. In mutual funds also, there are so many options, like you have debt options, you have hybrid options, you have equity option. So I'm sure that when you actually reach out to Wealth App or Abhishek Malhotra, they will guide you with the best of the best options available for you, which suits you. It is not about the high returns, but what is more suitable, they will suggest you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, आप PMS बोले ना, what does that mean? Please explain to the people.
PMS is portfolio management services. This is like, where this is like a mutual fund only, but there is in mutual fund, you can put 500,000 rupees on also, but in PMSs, you will have to put at least 50 lakh rupees. Like if you have a chunk of money, then you can put into PMS. Okay. And that also manage the some fund manager is there who's going to manage your portfolio, and that portfolio is going to be a little customized and little more focused portfolio. They will be investing into limited companies. Normally mutual fund invest into many companies. PMSs will invest into very limited companies. So there are a lot of such options available which can be invested in.
Thank you. Actually, Sanjeev and then Raghavendra.
Hi, first of all, session was very good. Okay, it was very informative. And my question is, as you said that mutual funds can give 10%, 12% interest. But my
Returns.
question is, yeah, returns, I'm sorry for that. But I think that the tax component will be there and it will eat away my, what can I say, returns.
See, that
So
tax is there everywhere. Tax is there in savings account also. More taxes there in fixed deposit. In real estate taxes there. Gold also taxes there. So where tax is not there? Tax is there everywhere. Although in mutual funds and all, the tax is deferred tax. Now let's say if you park your money into fixed deposit, you have a 5-year cumulative fixed deposit. You are going to receive your money after 5 years. But if you know the fact, every year on whatever is the accrued interest, you have to keep on paying tax. But in mutual fund, as long as you are not withdrawing for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you don't need to pay any tax. You will pay tax only on the day when you withdraw.
Yeah, long term and short term.
And there also the tax rates are lower when you talk about equity funds. So you have special lower rates of taxation in equity funds.
Yeah, and also mutual funds, we should not withdraw in the first 3 years, which is many of us we know. Even though we get advisors from people, we should contact our advisor, or who is seller or advisor. We should differentiate. Am I right?
Yes, and at the same time, see, although there are, as I told you that there are different types of funds. There are very safe funds. There are medium risky funds. There are little more high risky funds. So if I even want to park my money for 6 months, 1 year, there are some liquid funds available, which acts like as good as your savings account, which may not give you any negative return. These are not market related. Your money which is lying in savings account may give you 3% return, but the money in liquid funds can give you 5%, 6% type of return. So there are funds where you can even park it for very short term. There are funds which are good for long term.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can ask now, but before going to Raghavendra Auru, can you name few liquid funds which are very
I think Abhishek should answer this question if he is there.
yeah.
Yeah. Sir, see, like Karim said, your investments can be done in various products. There are so many products. Everything has to be linked to a goal. So let's say you have a money for 15 days only. You park it in a liquid fund. If you have a money which is there for 3 to 6 months, then you park it in an ultra short-term fund. If you have money for 1 year plus, then you park it in bond funds. If you are just looking at debt options. So these things, there are so many options. It cannot be one size fits all. It will all depend on what your requirement is, when you need the money, why you need the money, how much you need the money. So one has to discuss all this and tell you. And as far as your question is that which liquid funds are there, any good liquid funds are, all the asset management company has it. You can have HDFC liquid fund. You can look at ICICI liquid fund. You can look at Kotak liquid fund, SBI liquid fund. So these funds are there, but it is advisable to invest only if you have the surplus money for 10-15 days. If you have a longer horizon, then you should look at other funds.
Next to Raghavendra Auru, please.
Yeah. Thanks for the nice session, sir. So question from my end is nowadays crypto is playing a wide role in the market. So how far it is accessible to invest in crypto for long term?
See, as long as crypto doesn't get any legal or government backing, I think it is very speculative. Okay, so as of today, we may not consider it as an investment option because it is having no base, it is having no backup, no government recognition. So this is very,
It is
very
not
speculative.
regulated by the government of India.
Yeah, it's not regulated. So
Okay.
unless, see, the future is one thing I would like to say, that the future, maybe 30, 40, 50 years from now, you may actually see a world where there would be no physical currency and most of the transactions, or there will be only cryptocurrency. But those cryptocurrencies will be regulated by the government. It would be there by through the World Bank, and every country will have their own cryptocurrencies that would be having value. But this cryptocurrency, where today you see that the value of one crypto is like 25 lakhs, and then tomorrow it can come down to 5 lakh rupees in no time. So it becomes very speculative.
Yeah, one thing like private equity, which is in many other countries, but in India it is still not there, right?
It is there.
It is there. It is there. It is there.
Can we directly invest in like the Dubai?
There are a lot of private equity options available, which will invest as an angel funding, which will have a venture capital investment, private equity option. There are a lot of options available where you can go through the fund house or some channel, or there can be direct options also where there is somebody who's presenting in front of you an idea and you go and say that, yes, I want to invest into your venture. There are direct, indirect, lot of options available.
Next is Sundar Vivek.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to check regarding, like, for example, if you check the rate of interest, right, it doesn't stay the same. For example, in your examples which you have given,
yeah,
even for the rate of interest which were high, like for say 18%, so it doesn't stay the same for a long period of time. So that also keeps fluctuating.
Correct.
For example, PPF account, like 10 years ago, it was now today it is around 6.9%. So how do I go for a long-term investment in that case?
See, anything which is above 8% return that we are talking cannot be a fixed deposit or a PPF or all these traditional investment. It has to be either mutual funds or equities or PMSs. They have a potential to give you return more than 8, 10%, 12%, 15% likewise. They can only give you that type of return. So one thing is over here
Even
that
the AAA corporate bonds maybe also give you.
Hey. Let him answer, man.
Yeah, and so basically these instruments are there now. Rather, the debt instruments are also never giving you any fixed returns, like constant return. The interest rate fluctuates. At the same time, even the stock market keeps on fluctuating. Stock market last year during pandemic, it crashed, then again it came up. Now today it is at all-time high, record high. So we are not talking about that 15%, 12, 18% type of return every year. If you invest into these funds, mutual funds, equities and all, it is never going to give you constant 15, 18% returns. What we are talking here is about an average. If you invest and wait for another 10, 15 years, then on an average, it is possible that you can get that type of return. Okay. And remember, no fund is going to give, no equity, no fund is going to give any guarantee. There's no guarantee, but the only the funda over here is diversification. Don't put all eggs in one basket. If you diversify into multiple funds, multiple instruments, then your risk will come down. Okay. But on an average, if you look at Sensex, Nifty, if you look at market has a 30, 40 years ka record. And the Sensex, Nifty, they themselves have given more than 15% type of return. And good mutual funds normally give 1 or 2% more return than the market. So then what happens is getting that 15, 18% type of return average. If you stay for 10, 15, 20 years, then it is possible.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, Mr. Lakhani ji, we have 5 more hand raises. What I will do, like, let's check all the questions first. then you can combinedly answer once. So that
Okay.
we can close this session because
Yeah,
it is
please.
6:25. We can check the questions from Sneha, Vishnu, Pavan, and Jitender and Prahlad. These 5 questions we will ask, then we can close the.
Hi, this is Pavan. Thanks for a nice session. See, most of the middle class would look at the chit fund as another, option where you yield more returns in a short term. How do you look at, what would be your perspective towards that?
Okay, fine. Srinivas, you want me to answer or should we listen to other questions as well?
Yeah, others.
Other. Okay.
Next.
Sneha.
Yeah, hello sir. Yeah, thank you for this eye-opening session. So I will have this question. So you said we have to like kind of think about long-term investment. Say for example, I can earn for 30 more years. So I like based on my age, so I have a capacity of earning for 30 more years. What would be the right number, like approximately based on your expertise, what would be the right number for a long-term investment? Like, is it like I'll have to do it for the whole 30 years, or is it fine if I just some good amount of years? So that would lead to a magic number. What like yeah. So this was one of my questions.
Okay, you want to know that how many years we should invest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I have noted. Next question.
Vishnu,
Hey, I'm Vishnu from Bangalore.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you for a very good session, especially on the power of compounding. And my question is, when you show the calculations about in future we need 6 crores and all. For example, today my expenses will be including my son, kids' educations and other stuff. It is included. But when after 20 years, it may not be there, right? It's maybe my personal and my wife's expenses, maybe health and food, something. But where that expenses comes from, so much of expenses, is it only health or something like that?
Yeah. I got the point. I'll answer to this.
And my next question is, if you don't mind, if we want to invest in a SIP around 10,000 per a month in a share market based on the SIP, which are the good shares to invest? Select in that box as an SIP. If you don't mind, you can explain something about that.
Okay.
If you can tell them 2-3 shares to put it as a SIP. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Next question.
If it is too much, you can answer them so that.
Anyone else? Should I start answering?
Jitender and Prahlad.
Yeah, Karim, you want me to put the question, or you would like to answer it first?
You please, yeah, you can put the question.
Yeah, so like just you were mentioning about putting all the eggs in one basket is not suggestible and all. So I had 2 questions. So let's say that can we pick out the benefits from one basket and put it, or let's say that I got some amount as a profit from the mutual funds. Okay. So is it suggestible to pull out the profits and invest in some other expense like say gold or some bonds or something like that? And other thing is it suggestible to incur some debt for good investment purpose? Let's say they're purchasing some property for which, I see people pulling out their PF amount or raising up loan. So is it suggestible?
Okay.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, last is right now I think we heard Jitender, right? Or Vishnu?
Yeah. No, Jitendra here.
Okay. Vishnu done. Yeah. Prahlad is the last. After that we can.
Hi. Thank you for making a very wonderful educating session to both of you. And thanks to JGRST for involving us and giving us this opportunity. Basically, I have 2 questions here, Karim.
Yeah.
One is, what if a family or if a family's person is getting trouble with any of the health problems, all his wealth gets burnt. So for such a situations, what do you suggest? How does he plan for an unforeseen problems? One thing. Second thing is, do we have any regulatory bodies that control the land prices? Because there is too much of demand in some areas, there's no demand in some areas, and the people who are investing are able to invest, and the poor is still becoming a poorer, and the rich is becoming rich. I don't know how this is a bigger topic probably, but still I would like to hear from the experts like finance. How will this gap be filled up?
Okay, okay. Because in the real estate, right?
One thing is, how can a family be guarded by his any of the unforeseen health problems which they fall into the financial traps?
Correct.
The second problem is there any regulatory body that is controlling the price hike or reduction or control on the real estate price? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Srinivas, should I start answering?
Vijay Sham, I think he raised a flag, but we missed him. Vijay Sham, last.
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Karimji. I want to know about NPS scheme. Can you please give an pros and cons of opting it?
Okay. Fine. Okay. So let's go one by one. Please requesting everyone to mute now. Let me answer. So the first question was, should we go with chit funds? Is a chit fund a better option?
Guys, please go on mute. All questions are taken now. Please go on mute.
Srinivas, if you can mute everyone, it would be better.
Yeah, I'm unable to see who.
It was R only. I think somebody like Raghavendra or somebody. I don't know.
Okay. So chit fund, definitely it's an option, but it is mostly when you look at chit funds, they are not properly regulated. And there are a lot many such scams and issues where people have not stick to their words and they have ran away. Although there are some regulated, some recognized chit funds like Shriram and all, which you can trust to certain extent because they are to certain extent they are regulated. But those private chit funds where, you know, in the house people run those chit funds, they are too very risky. We have seen people taking money and running away for the sake of, and one more important thing is chit funds can be proved to be good only if you do not withdraw. But if you withdraw, it is one of the worst loan that you can take because it is going to be too expensive for somebody to actually participate in a chit fund and then withdraw in the initial phases. The interest that you would end up paying will be too high. So as such, it is not so much suggested unless and until you are very sure about the authenticity and the reliability of that particular person who's running the chit, then it's okay. Second question is years to invest. See, as I showed over here in the power of compounding, that the longer the period you invest, the more you are going to compound. Okay. So one rule is start early. Second rule is invest as long as possible. And third rule is invest as much as possible. So when you follow these three things, you will actually be able to accumulate much higher wealth, and possibly you can even think of retiring early than what is your normal scheduled retirement age. So retiring as long as possible, retiring as much as possible is required. Okay, I hope this answers your question. Next is expense will differ after retirement. Yes, because see, today we have EMIs, today we have children education expenses, we have few office expenses, definitely communication expenses, those expenses will be there. But what happens is after retirement, lot of people want to maintain the similar standard of living. And there are certain expenses when certain expense comes down and certain expense increases. Like previously we didn't had health expenses. Now after retirement, possibly the health expense may increase. We didn't had so much of traveling expenses. After retirement, our traveling may increase. You want to visit different temples, different cities, different countries. So you keep on traveling, your expense will increase, your gifts will increase, your charity will increase, a lot of things will increase. So normally it is expected that the expense, few things will come down, few things will increase. So there will be a break even. Coming to the good SIPs, I think once after the session, if you contact Abhishek, you have his number. Okay, you can note his number, because as I said that there is no common medicine for everyone. So I suggest that if you can meet Abhishek once, he will try and understand your needs and requirements, and accordingly, he will be suggesting you the best of the suitable options for you. So I think that Abhishek can do a better job here. Next question was profit booking. Should you do profit booking? See, profit booking, sometimes when you talk about profit booking, na, it looks little speculative, because let's say today markets are at 52,000, 53,000 Sensex. You do some profit booking and you take out some money. Now, how much will you take out? Will you take out only the profit? Will you take out half of the money that you have of the fund value? Will you take out entire money and then wait for the markets to come down and then invest again? Again, there is a lot of confusion over here that what should I do? Then in that case, assuming you have withdrawn money from your fund, from your investment, and from this level, the markets has gone from 52,000, it further go to 55,000, it goes to 60,000, then what will happen? You have withdrawn, done some profit booking, or you have withdrawn entire money from the markets, and then you are waiting for the markets to come down. But unfortunately, market further goes up, and you will just be a spectator, and then you will repent that, Array, I should have not withdrawn my money, I should have stayed invested. So the best way of managing your money is, like, when to invest. If you ask me when markets are low or markets are up or down, I would say that when you have money, you invest. And when do you withdraw? When do you need money, you withdraw. In between, if you try to do the profit booking, it will become very, very speculative, and you may also lose on some opportunities. Although there are certain rebalancing procedures that as financial planners we do. So when you may be contacting Abhishek, and if he is managing your portfolio, so Abhishek may help you out that, okay, timely he may tell you that, okay, your portfolio got overexposed to equity. So maybe 10% we have to rebalance and put it into debt. So those types of rebalancing and all can be done, but profit booking, better you avoid. Pulling out of PF for home house purpose. See, sometimes what happens is it makes sense when the interest rates for the home loans are, say, 10%, 11%, and you are earning on Provident Fund only 8%. So it is better that you take out money from Provident Fund and you invest, and you do not take much of loan, and you buy a house. But in today's scenario, when the interest rates are so low, just 7%, you also get tax benefits on home loan principal interest that you pay. So an interest rate when it is 7%, and after taxation, tax benefit, your effective interest rate that you are paying to the bank is only 5%, 4.5%, 5%. And the same money, if PPF is giving you even 7% return, it makes more sense to leave the money in PPF or Provident Fund and take as much as loan as possible. See, when you take a loan, do not take a loan, particularly a home loan is not a liability. Remember, a home loan is more of an asset. You know why it is an asset? Because it is saving your tax. At the same time, the EMI you are paying is like an SIP. Okay. So if you do not pay EMI, you will be paying an SIP. So this is more like a committed payment. In mutual funds or in SIPs, what happens is you keep on paying an SIP, and after 10-15 years, you will have a chunk of money which you will see in your portfolio. But when you have bought a flat, an apartment, a house or something, you already got the asset, and for that you are paying an SIP. So you already have got that particular, you have acquired that asset, and you are actually paying, either you do an SIP or you pay an EMI, it is one and the same thing. So EMI is actually good for a person because it creates that discipline in that person, and it will make him not unnecessarily spend money elsewhere. So that is also required. Having an EMI is also required in a portfolio or in a finance. Next question is plan for the health expenses. Yes, in this pandemic, we have seen that people's expenses are like 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. I have heard, not because of COVID, but in far off family, somebody who was hospitalized for so many months and later expired, the total bill was more than 1 crore rupees. Now, how will you pay for so much of money for the hospital? So there are two options over here. there are two options over here. One is from the initial days. Guys, please mute your mic.
Please mute. So that I'll mute all.
Srinivas, please, no.
Yeah, Karim, I did mute as well. Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, thank you.
So for the health expenses, there are two ways. One is you can create a health fund, like you have every goal and for which you are doing some investments, SIPs. So likewise, some money every month, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever is your capacity, you can keep it aside, start doing some separate SIP in some fund, and you create a health fund so that later whenever you need a big chunk of money, you do not have to depend on insurances and all. You will have your own fund, health fund available to take care of your health expenses. So that is one way. Second thing is, these days there are a lot of health insurances available at a cheaper price, at a cheaper premium. You can look at certain top-up policies, like there are some top-up policies which gives you coverage up to 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs, even 1 crore ka coverages are available for a meager premium of some 10,000, 20,000 type of premium. You can get high coverages of 1 crore rupees, 50 lakhs, 1 crore. But yes, there will be certain limitation. These are top-up policies where you would they would not cover for the initial 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs. But if the hospital bill is like 30 lakh rupees, so it will cover anything above 5 lakh rupees, it will cover everything up to 30 lakhs. So those types of policies are also there, which you should explore and take one such policy called top-up policy. So that will help you out to take care of your health expenses. A regulatory body for real estate. See, one thing is, yes, there is a regulatory body. You have RERA and all, where now they are trying to regulate real estate. But the problem with real estate is the cash component. Till such time the cash component is there, till such time the Indian government, Indian currency doesn't become fully digitalized currency, this issue is going to be there. Real estate is one of the place where everybody can come and park their black money. So as long as that physical currency is concerned, nothing can be done for real estate. Real estate prices are going to increase. But one thing also you would understand and remember, that the world has place for everyone. No matter in the heart of the city, you don't get a place to live, but there are places in little outskirts where even today you get houses, flats for 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakh rupees, which a common man can also afford it. He has to go little far. So place is there for everyone in the world. It's not that nobody can afford. Yes, you have to go little far. The last question was NPS information. Although this is a big topic, it is very difficult to cover everything today. But if you are wanting to do some additional tax savings, so NPS is going to give you some. You have 1,50,000 rupees for ATC benefit, where you are putting your money into provident funds, life insurance, ELSS, and all. Other than 1.5 lakhs, if you want to save additional tax, you can put another 50,000 into NPS and you can claim that 50,000 under section 80, 80CCD. That section is there. NPS is one such account which gives you tax benefit when you invest. Plus at the same time, this is a type of a mutual fund only. So normal mutual fund, if you see, there will be expense ratios are there. But if you invest your money into NPS, the expenses, the fund management charges and all are very, very less. It is like even like 1/10 of the normal expenses that the regular mutual fund charges for managing the fund. But it has good things, it has bad things also. Bad thing is, once you invest into this NPS, it is going to lock your money till the age 60. Okay. So till 60, you do not have any liquidity. So that is a liquidity issue. At the same time, after 60 also, you cannot withdraw entire money. You have to convert that money into an annuity. So annuity, after that point in time, what will happen? you can withdraw to certain extent. I think some 60% can be withdrawn, but 40% you have to convert it into a pension, an annuity plan, which will be given by an insurance company. Now, if you know the fact that annuity rates are very less, 4.5%, 5% type of annuity rates are there. So you will have to compulsorily get only 4 5% type of return, where you may have alternate options where you can get 7-8% returns also. So there are certain good things also, bad things also. But as far as tax saving is concerned, definitely this is at least to the extent of 50,000. If you fall under a 30% tax bracket and all, then to the extent of 50,000, it is better that you invest into NPS. Okay. So I think we have answered to most of your query.
Thank you.
Srinivas ji, over to you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a ton for your patience. You have answered almost many questions, each and every question, in fact, not all. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, I think it's we are running out of time still. I see enthusiasm and many doubts still are uncleared. Probably we'll come up with one more session in near future if everything goes well. Now, I would request Ranganathan to give a vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you. All the enthusiastic participants. We overrun by 100% of the time actually, and that shows the interest in this topic as well as in terms of the need of the hour, and we may consider ourselves by reading various journals or newspaper that we are financially savvy, but it is not. I'm speaking on my own behalf actually, because I am the one who started in this path some 20 years back, and Abhishek, I am associated with him for last 10 years from his ICICI background as well as in the Wealth app actually. So that has helped me to gain the confidence that I could kick off my job and take a early retirement almost like a year in advance. Okay, so that is the confidence I got actually, because I went through a proper financial planning exercise and advisors like Abhishek. So that is what I wanted to pass on as my personal tip also, okay, to others in the group who are younger than me. And I take this opportunity to thank first starting from Srinivas Badada, because he was the one who came up in our trust committee group to come up with this idea that we must do something for our volunteers and the larger the devotees communities towards this, because I have seen many cases of where the families have been devastated by COVID actually, either by untimely death due to COVID or due to loss of job and all, especially in the IT sector. So we must apart from doing our religious and other NGO activities towards the society, we must do something like this also in terms of Jnana Karya. And immediately our Acharya also blessed us. Yes, that is the need of the hour. Please go ahead and find out some such expert actually who will not sell a product, but who will give you an unbiased advice actually, and will guide you in the path. Then we can give some contacts, and then each of them can find out what fits for them. That is how this whole thing started almost I would say a month back, and this session was supposed to be conducted last Sunday, but because of our other activities, we conducted it today, and it is very heartening to see such a good response actually, and 50 people staying on, and even now at least 37 people are still on board, even though we shot over by an hour actually. That shows the interest of this topic and the way it was taken up. So I would artfully thank all those who introduced Karim Lakhani, right from Abhishek, my friend Naresh, okay, and of course Karim Lakhani for taking very lucid way the whole topic actually, and giving right examples from the Hindu mythology also, right from Lord Ram actually. So I think with this it should be an I would say like eye opener to someone, and it is like re-emphasizing the path in which people like me have taken already. Okay, so for any such queries in future, okay, you can I think the last slide, if Srinivas you can present, people can note down the the email ID or mobile number of Abhishek actually, so that you can contact them contact him on a one-to-one basis, and if there is a need for a second follow-up session, we will come back to you. So on behalf of JJRST and Pandit Helen Achar, I thank all the hosts right from Srinivas Badada, Prahlad, in giving us the opportunity for conducting this unique session, and we will bring more in future.
One point, Ranga sir, I want to add here. Probably like everybody, we recently created the group, but before that, everybody got the message through WhatsApp and email. I thank Pavan Tadakapalli who helped me to communicate everybody in person. This session was completely unbiased. We requested the Wealth App developers. They came out of their existing roadmap and associated with Mr. Lakhani to give this discourse. Thank you very much. I'm not sure our Acharya is available. If I missed anybody who helped in this session, and there is one more appeal. There could be many other people who in this group who are experts. We request them to come to mail us or contact any of our volunteers who are in the group, so that we can arrange sessions like this, which are beneficial to everybody, which is a mutually beneficial thing. Thanks one and all. We can close the session now. You can give us the feedback from the same number.
Srinivas, Pavan here, one last comment. Maybe you can take the last slide and put it in the group, with the contact details and all.
Sure.
That would help.
Sure. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thanks Abhishek. Thanks Karim.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Ranganathan sir, Srini
Thank
sir, Karim, and Naresh from SDFC. Thanks for giving us this opportunity, and we'll be more than happy for the next session if you all are interested on any other topic as per your needs, sir.
Yeah, please. Anybody, if you get a mail from giving a reference as JJRST, I request you give them response so that to give more support to them. If you get any query from them, it's a request.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you all. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.